All right, guys and gals, we're gonna make another channel change here. SeaBear Speaks has apparently failed miserably. I got a whopping 6 subscribers over there, so we're gonna try a little something different. I've decided that I'm going to have different contents on this one channel. I'm gonna have the world according to SeaBear. This is about political or newsworthy topics. I'm going to have SeaBear Speaks, which is going to be about, life advice to people. Like, I got one coming called If It Flies, Floats, or Fools Around. It's cheaper to rent by the hour. That's coming, but that's going to be SeaBear Speaks. And then Raging SeaBear is going to be about gaming. And I'm just going to change the title, right? I'll change the thumbnail accordingly. So that's the way I'm going to play it out, because SeaBear Speaks is just, it failed. 6 subscribers. I get like maybe 4 views. Bill the cat, you're aces, bud. You follow me no matter what. So there it is. So this one, the world according to SeaBear, I'm going to talk about the SCOTUS rulings. That means Supreme Court of the United States, for those not in the know, and the rulings that came down on Monday, 6/29. Okay, so number 1, Trump versus Slaughter. Ruling was 6-3. The court ruled that President Trump could fire FTC Commissioner Rebecca Kelly Slaughter without cause. It overturned the 1935 Humphreys executor precedent, significantly expanding presidential removal power over heads of some independent agencies. Okay, let's talk about this one for a split second. We need to remember that the government has 3 components to it, right? This is Civics 101. You have the executive, that's the president. We have the legislative, that's both the House and the Senate. And we have judicial, okay, that's the courts. So executive, he is the executor, right? He executes the law, enforces the law, and manages the government, right? Think of him as the CEO, or her, if they ever get elected. The legislative is like the board of directors. They make the rules, right? They make the laws, they draft the laws, they also control the purse. And then the judicial is HR, right? They make sure that everybody's playing nice. Okay, so what this states is that the president has executive power. He can fire people that work for the federal government. To me, that's absolutely perfectly fine. He is the executive. He can, terminate anybody for whatever reason, right? He's the boss. Okay, number 2, Trump versus Cook. 5-4 in a similar split. The court blocked Trump's immediate attempt to fire Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook, preserving some independence for the Fed while distinguishing it from other agencies. Okay, so some people are getting confused, right? So in Trump versus Slaughter, he can fire, people in the federal government, but Trump versus Cook, he cannot. What does this mean? It means the Federal Reserve is not part of the federal government. It was established by the Federal Reserve Act passed in February of 1913. It is an independent, for-profit bank. That's what it is. It's a bank. That bank has, I would argue, as much power as our federal government, as it can make or break the entire economy. And the supervisory effect of the federal government was how it actually got passed back in 1913. You should read the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island by G. Edward Griffin. And it talks about how the Fed is structured and what they do with their power. But the Fed does not answer to the federal government. The Federal Reserve has never been audited by the federal government. It has been proposed, and they have always said no. Now, if they were a member of the federal government, they would subject themselves to an audit, but they never have. They never will. They are a for-profit organization. And in SeaBear's opinion, the Fed should be abolished and constitutional money be restored under Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. That's gold and silver. Now, if you go back again and read history, President Jackson back in the 1830s tried to abolish the first Bank of the United States, which was the first attempt at creating a central bank in the United States. He succeeded, but they created a recession / depression in the United States. And in fact, Andrew Jackson won re-election by arguing Jackson and no bank, or bank and no Jackson. Again, go back, read your history. The Federal Reserve is not part of the federal government. Therefore, the executive, the president, does not have the power to fire people from the Fed. Okay, number 3, Watson versus Republican National Committee. The court upheld a Mississippi law allowing mail-in ballots postmarked by Election Day, but received up to 5 days later, rejecting the Republican challenge. This is a win for broader mail-in voting rules ahead of the midterms. Now, people have got their panties in a twist over this one, but I am not surprised. Why am I not surprised? Because Article 1, Section 4 of the Constitution says, Elections Clause, the times, places, and manner of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislature thereof. But the Congress may in any time, by law, make or alter such regulations, except as to the places of choosing senators. Now, the reason for the senators is that senators used to be appointed by the states. 17th Amendment changed that, and it is in SeaBear's opinion we need to revoke the 17th Amendment and allow the states to appoint their own senators rather than by popular vote. But that's another argument. The point is that the Supreme Court ruled that the states regulate the elections, and that is constitutional. They basically have thrown it back to the legislature to pass the SAFE Act. If the SAFE Act would be passed, it would hold up the constitutional and Supreme Court scrutiny because it says that Congress may at any time, by law, make or alter such regulations. There's none on the books. You want to change it, they're going to have to pass the SAFE Act. Okay? Constitutionally, the Supreme Court is correct. Now, this is not going to make the conservatives happy. I'm not entirely happy about it, but on the other side of the coin, I am pleased that the Supreme Court is upholding the Constitution. And it also proves that they are not cronies to Trump's quote-unquote fascist regime. By the way, anybody that says that the government is fascist and have the balls to say it on YouTube or on public forums, if it were a fascist government, your ass would be in jail. The whole point of fascism is you silence your dissenters. So the fact that you can open your pie hole and actually say that we're a fascist government proves that we're not a fascist government because you're not in jail. Okay? So the point is, going back on point, the Supreme Court upheld the Constitution. Bravo. Now, Senator Thune, get off your ass and pass the SAFE Act. Lastly, number 4, Catry, I hope I pronounced that right, Catry versus the United States. The court upheld the police use of geofence warrants to obtain cell phone location data from tech companies constitutes a Fourth Amendment search requiring probable cause and limiting broad dragnet techniques. Bravo, SCOTUS. Bravo. Right? This whole argument about digital rights and how they fall outside the Fourth Amendment, and therefore the government can monitor everything and every place we go through our cell phones' data. It should fall under the Fourth Amendment. The Supreme Court just ruled it did. Bravo. Good call. The whole argument of unlimited government power to monitor and surveil the American population is a whole nother argument that could create a whole nother video. If you're interested, please comment below. I'd love to tackle that one, but it's going to be longer than a 10-minute video. So anyways, I'm trying out a new format. Again, splitting channels. I'm losing my subscribers, so I'm just going to stay on this one, but I'm just going to title the different videos accordingly so people can watch what they want to watch. Let me know what you think about that idea. Please like, comment, or please like, share, and comment for the channel itself. But please let me know your thoughts below. You guys know I read every single comment. I may not respond to every single one, but I read every single one. There is more content coming, both life advice. I want to do more constitutional review. The 250th birthday of this country is less than a week away. I am going to read the Declaration of Independence for 2 reasons. Well, several reasons. One, a lot of college kids today are going to college having never read it or even being able to read a book. Second, college kids are going to college unable to read cursive, so how are they going to read it? And third, I think we need to review our founding principles. We have people believing that our rights come from the government and not from God. I mean, the very first lines of the Declaration of Independence is, we hold these truths to be self-evident. That means everybody should know it. that all men are created equal. That includes women, that back then it meant mankind. And by the way, that's everybody, man, woman, skin color is irrelevant. And that we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. Creator means God. Inalienable means they cannot be taken away, of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You have the right to live, you have the right to freedom, and you have the right to pursue happiness. Doesn't mean you're going to get it, but you have the right to chase it. Remember, we are the land of equal opportunity, not the land of equal share. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is the SeaBear, out.